started playing guitar when I was about 10, started like learning it, and then I started getting serious about it when I was 14.
I started singing at like the age of 5, but it was more like in the shower, you know, maybe to my parents and my cousins and stuff.
I started playing punk rock music, and then I just pretty much was like, I'm not making any money with punk rock music, but I can play other people's music at bars and make, you know, some pretty good money.
Sang in the chorus in my high school.
Then with my last band, Not Quite There, we put out a CD. We actually got like radio airplay and stuff like that.
But never would I imagine that I would sing publicly, so he kind of brought that out of me.
I pretty much taught myself. You're born with it or you're not. Like anybody can be taught like how to drive a car or whatever, but you can't go drive a race car, you know what I mean? You're just born with it.
Luke, like 3 or 4 years ago, he was in a band and he was the lead singer, and I was roommates with his bass guitarist. And so one night I just kind of had enough drinks to let it out, and I belted out a song while we were doing like a little acoustic jam. So his friend went back and he's like, you gotta hear this girl sing, like she's great. And so he had this preconception that I had like this voice that I didn't even know I had. And so he starts playing at this show, and I show up and I have enough drinks to put on a little performance, so I sing. And a couple years pass before we do anything, but we start hanging out at a beach. He brings his guitar and we start singing. He's like, you've got a great voice, you know, you should do something.
I said
you could definitely be the lead singer.
That happened, yeah. See, I've had a crush on Ange since I met her, and that was like one of the things that happened. Like she came to one of my shows and I was like, oh, okay, who is that right there? Went to the beach at Quaker on Allegheny State Park, and yeah, I brought my guitar, I was jamming out, and the thing is had my shirt off, and she noticed that.
Yeah.
So all the things led to us getting together at that moment there.
And we had been friends for a while, so it was just like seeing an old friend, and like the chemistry was already kind of there. Mm-hmm. So it didn't feel like unnatural to just sing. And oh yeah, I just look at him anytime I ever like start to mess up. I'm like, bring me back, you know. And he's amazing. So it's hard to put a genre on our music because I mean he just started writing around my voice. But before that, he was writing a lot of rock and roll. I have kind of a country twang, so he writes everything from. I mean, he used to be in a punk band, so he can write that, and then he loves Tom Petty, and so it's really hard. I mean, even if just to listen to the CD, it's we've got ukuleles, we've got mandolins, so I mean, it goes from like I wouldn't say hard, but a little bit more upbeat rock,
right,
and then it goes a little bit country. So. How do you put a genre on that?
But yeah, nothing sucks more than buying a CD and like having all the songs sound the same. Like you hear the first song, you're like, oh, okay, so that's the rest of the CD. So I try to like switch it up so everything is a little different from the next song. I think nowadays it's pretty funny because now all you really just have to have is a pretty face, and they just put with auto-tune and all the new stuff they have out with computers. You don't even have to be a good musician. What's cool about us is we can go out and sound just like our CD, which is awesome.